Penn South Africa decided to send their Saltwater Penn ambassadors on a bit of a road trip, and just before Christmas, and we basically drove from Durban all the way down to Stilbaai. The whole idea was for the guys to have a little bit of fun after a long year, do a bit of fishing, but at the same time also interact with the public and showcase our new products, new developments within the sport of saltwater fishing, and just generally spend time with any anglers or interested anglers and have a bit of fun. We left Durban early in the morning, myself and Sian Pretorius, one of our junior ambassadors, and the idea was to go over to Port Alfred and stop there first. We went to Port Alfred, arrived there late afternoon, about 3 o'clock, and met up with Gerard, our ambassador from Jeffreys Bay. He drove up to meet us there. As we arrived there and unpacked the stuff, Gerard gave us a phone call and told us that him and a friend of his, Neil van der Linde, were fishing already. They were getting a few fish on a little secret beach near Port Alfred. So the first thing we did is unpack, grab our fishing rods and shot down to the beach, go join them for a little afternoon session. When we got to the beach, it was one of those afternoons in Port Alfred where the water was nice and brown and a nice chilly temperature, about 16, 17 degrees. So Gerard and Neil already caught a few ragged sharks, and Gerard also said we might get a cow shark in the colder brown water, and Sian, our ambassador, he's never landed a cow shark or a ragged shark, and the whole idea was to get him into those fish. It's nice to see on his first cast here in Port Alfred that he's on with the fish. Let's hope it's that elusive raggy that he's been battling to catch. Well, lucky for us, there were fish around. Sian put the right baits out, he listened to Gerard, threw in the right areas and managed to land a beautiful cow shark. It ended up being a wonderful afternoon with some great fishing and just gave us the opportunity to stretch our arms a little bit and enjoy our Penn gear. we've had a few small bites here. Sian got a little cow shark, Neil got a small raggy, we had a few small bites, but Gerard took into a proper raggy now. The fish actually took him right into the bricks on our left here. I actually can't believe he got it out. The whiplash held well, and we're going to help him land it quickly. Nice raggy I got there. Lucky to land it in the bricks here. But that's why he's one of the best anglers in South Africa. He knows how to land fish in the bricks. Gerard Geese is our Penn ambassador who lives in Jeffreys Bay, and also a current South African rock and surf angler. It's absolutely wonderful having someone with Gerard's knowledge and experience with us on a trip, sharing his knowledge with us and taking us to some of the best fishing spots in the area. Yeah, well, that was an excellent little session here, our first afternoon in Port Alfred. Sian got 2 new species, Carrot got a nice raggy. Yeah, it was an excellent afternoon session. We had an awesome start. So tomorrow morning we're going to pack the gear early and go big. The local Port Alfred Rock and Surf Fishing Clubs have an annual social fishing competition where they actually target edible fish, and with us being in the area, they invited us to fish with them, spend the day with them, and then in the evening at prize giving just do a few bait clinics and tackle clinics, the latest knots, traces, etc. It's the last day at Port Alfred. We're here at East Beach and we're doing a social comp today with the local people, holiday makers. So yeah, we're going to see if we can find a few edibles, a few non-eds, and just have a lovely day with the people. Well, as it normally works out with these little walks, Gerard said last night, no, we're going to walk about 1.5 km. 2.5 hours later, 7 km down the beach, we had a spot here. Sea's a little bit up, but the colour's right, so they're going to try and put us into some cow shark and raggies. So take a bit of a rest, putting a bait on, and then we'll see what happens.
I'm going with a mackerel lead with a bit of sardine, just maybe if there's a raggy around or a cow, should get them on that. And just making quite a big mushy bait, you know, a lot of blood. And
targeting small raggies here, so I'm using the Lino Owner inline circle and some mackerel and yellowtail bait. It's a nice little bloody bait.
I had a pull and then Sian had a pull and he struck and my fish came off, so hopefully just 2 different fish. It looks like the bite's on now, so wait up and get back in the water ASAP.
I hook pulled in the shore break and looked like a small eagle ray, so get another one.
One of the main aims of this trip is for ambassadors to spend time with the public. So that's exactly what we did. We spent the day with the guys. We actually walked away from the guys catching edibles and just moved into the hall where we found a few raggies as well, had a bit of fun, mingled with our local people, and that evening we went to the prize giving and just had an awesome time with the guys there. After the competition, there was a lovely prize giving, and Penn was kind enough to sponsor quite a few prizes for the winners. We stood there, handed out the prizes. After the prize giving, we had a one-on-one session with the guys at the prize giving, doing some bike clinics and tackle talks. It was received very well, the guys loved it, and there was a nice question and answer session afterwards. By sharing our knowledge on knots, traces, baits, etc., we're just giving a little bit back to the public. It also helps them to improve their angling and overall improve the sports of angling. After a lovely few days in Port Alfred, myself, Gerard and Sian drove down to Jeffreys Bay. Jeffreys Bay is Gerard's home ground, and he guided us into some lovely fish over there. After arriving in Jeffreys Bay early morning, we decided to hit the beach. We grabbed a whole lot of nice prizes and giveaways that Penn sponsored, and we just walked along the beach and looked for some anglers fishing. There's a lot of holiday makers, a lot of locals fishing on the beach, so we just walked from group to group and did little wake clinics, demos, and just handed out lovely prizes to the public, which they thoroughly enjoyed. One of the main aims of this trip is for ambassadors to spend time with the public, people who follow us the whole time, and literally sit on the beach with them, talk face to face with them, and share our knowledge with them. After spending a wonderful morning with the public on the beach, we decided to go do a bit of fishing, and Gerard took us to one of his favorite spots called Stilbaai. It's a nice flat ledge and quite comfortable to fish, and we just threw some mackerel heads and mullet heads to target the fish in the area.
Yeah, maybe we can check it swim out.
We managed to get a few nice grey sharks, smooth hounds, and some lovely diamond rays. So it was an excellent session and a nice start to our Jeffreys Bay day. After fishing the clip base, we grabbed a quick late lunch and we walked down the beach at Kabeljau's, and Gerard took us to a nice wading bank. As we got there as well, from the first show it was diamonds, bronzies, grey sharks, and we just had an awesome evening, and we ended up fishing till about 9 o'clock that night, where we headed back to our guest house.
Just going to show you a simple macro lead with two pieces of chocker with it, specifically to target diamond rays. Using a 8.0 Berkeley Fusion Circle Hook, works perfect. With the dingle dangles you can clip it and get it to the fish. So basically you just measure the head, just measure your dingle dangle. You can make it a bit shorter, see the dangle's a bit long, so smaller bait, measure it out. Cut it in an angle for just to make it a bit more aerodynamic. Okay. Cut off the fins. What I'm going to do is split the head open because I'm not using a bait needle. Open like that. Plus I'm splitting the head open so my dingle dangle can go inside. Okay. I'm just hooking the circle hook through both jaws, it's just to keep the bait onto the hook, and my dangle can just lie inside. So. Okay, then I just take the knife and make a couple little cuts on top of the head, just so the elastic cotton doesn't slip off the head and it makes a big bundle and doesn't let the hook stand out proud enough. Take the cotton, just bind it quite nicely. Okay. And that's the base of my bait. Okay, so now I cut two diamond shaped pieces out of the chocker, just the size of the head. So. Okay, next take the chocker hammer and just beat the chocker a little bit just to soften it up a bit. Okay. Now what I do is I take one piece of the chocker and I place it on the one side of the head, like so. Take the cotton, just bind it onto the head. So I take the other piece and then put it on the other side of the head. And there you go, simple mackerel lead with two pieces of chocker, perfect for a diamond or grey shark, any non-edible species.
small diamonds. This is a very small one, 15 kilos, but still fun on the light tackle grinder outfit. There you go. Circle doing the job again.
I think it's a diamond ray. Not a lot of edge shakes. I don't think it's a hammer or bronze.
Having a bit of fun, yeah. It looks like we Sian got 2, Rudolf got 1, and then me and Sian went together at the same time. And I'm busy releasing this fish here, and Rudolf just gone tight. All smallish diamonds, but it's nice fun when you're getting bite for bite every throw. Own an inline circle, nicely in the corner of the mouth. Every time.
barometer's dropped a bit and the fish are just going crazy. Little bronzies, little diamonds, and hopefully in the dark it's proper raggy. Okay, so that's a little grey shark. Actually not too bad, about 7 kilos. Nice little fight. Okay, we're fishing with a new Berkeley Fusion hook, all using the 8-0, and so far every hookup's been in the corner of the mouth. Nice solid hookup, strong hook, so far so good.
Looks like I've got a slightly bigger fish. The last diamond I got was about 4 kilos, so I think this one is definitely a little bit bigger. But the bites are quick. I was literally in the water for about 2 minutes.
Ato Berkeley Fusion, right in the corner of the mouth.
After our stay at Jeffreys, we decided to jump in the vehicle and move down to Stilbaai. We've heard that Stilbaai is loaded with holiday makers and lots of anglers, so we thought that would be an excellent destination to finish off our trip and meet some more local people and holiday makers. After arriving in Stilbaai, we met up with AJ De Beer. AJ is our Penn ambassador down in the Stilbaai area, and he's also a Protea rock and surf angler. At an area in Stilbaai called Morris Point, we decided to have a session with the public where we did a lot of bait presentations, tackle demos, and handed out tons of prizes to the young kids and all the interested parties. We spent a good 5 hours with the public there and an awesome time with them, just sharing our knowledge and them asking us questions, and we're helping them where we could. After our clinic on the beach, we had a whole heap of prizes that we had to give away to the public. So we had a few lucky draws and just handed out tons of little stuff to the kiddies, and everybody thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yes, it was very nice, especially for coming to Stilbaai, because it's a bit smaller holiday town. So it's very nice. The blokes that showed us how to tie the baits and everything, they did a very good job of it. Yes.
Are you happy with your prize?
Yes, very happy with my prize. Thank you very much for Penn and all the guys.
The public really enjoyed these clinics that we presented to them. At the end of the day, it improved their angling and their angling skills. Unfortunately, when we arrived in Stilbaai, conditions were very difficult. Southerly winds, which is not the best winds for the area. The sea got really big and the water was very warm. So AJ did explain to us it's going to be very difficult to find fish. We drove to a few deep water points, tried our best for some big fish, but the big bite was just not there. Our last morning we decided to go scratch in the bricks and see if we can find a few edible fish, and luckily we managed to get a few nice little bites. Ibrahim Dean, our Penn ambassador from Cape Town, decided to come up and join us for the last day's fishing. And Ibrahim's also got some excellent knowledge of the Cape coastline, and also shared his knowledge. The weather was absolutely horrible, so AJ suggested we go do some edible fishing. We went to some nice area with a lot of brick, and we ended up catching some beautiful edible fish. Over this morning, the sea's up again. Our Stilbaai trip's been sort of rowed by big seas, and we decided to come fish for edibles. And one species that you can get here on the Western Cape Coast is a red Roman. So it's the first for me. AJ took us to this rock here and he said throw for him, showed me where to cast, and there's our first one for the morning. So I'm quite happy about it. Beautiful little fish. It was actually an awesome way to end the trip with all the ambassadors being together, spending the day together, enjoying what we love doing and having some nice laughs. Okay, I'm going to show you guys quickly what bait we're using for these red Romans. They're scavenger fish, so obviously it's going to be a nice, smelly, meaty type of bait. So basically what I'm doing is just using chocker, red eye I bought with from Durban, and a bit of pink prawn. Very simple, it's a basic bait. Got a float on a 5 type of owner hook. I cut myself a piece of chocker with 2 feelers just for the vibration in the water. That'll be the base of the bait. I smack the back end of the chocker with a chocker hammer. Tie that on with some cotton. There's a lot of blacktail in the water, so that's why I sort of also stick with this chocker base. The blacktail will pick off your softer bait and then obviously get the attention of the bigger fish, and the chocker will stay on the hook, and hopefully that's what the Roman's going to pick up. There we go, just the base of it. I've got another piece of chocker which I just cut square, same size as my bait I want to use, the sort of back end of the bait. Smack it with a chocker hammer, nice and soft, and I put that over the back of my hook. Tie that on as well. The bait looks like now. All I'm going to do is add my red eye fillets. Always add a bit of belly into the cut. Make sure I cut a belly cutter from the red eye, because there's not a lovely flavour in that belly section. Tie the red eye on. I've got a pink prawn which I took the shell off. I cut it in half. I'm just going to add it onto the bait. I've got those little feelers that will vibrate in the water. It's a nice smelly bait. Right, another species we get here is little yellow belly rockcod. They're not as big as our Zululand and Natal yellow belly. AJ said you get the odd 4 kilo per side. There are a lot of these small ones in the bricks. Nice sign of a healthy reef. And the hook was nice and in there. It's a beautiful little fish. Although the fishing in Stilbaai wasn't wonderful, we had an excellent time with the public. We really met some nice, interesting people. At the end of the day, it was an awesome trip. The ambassadors had an absolute blast. The public really enjoyed it. They loved the idea of us sharing our knowledge with them, and it was a great success for everybody.